Okay, so here actually, as I'm outside, I can see someone biking. You're not supposed to be biking quite yet, but it's starting to be a little bit more firm. So it's technically possible. I think it's just not the same ground everywhere yet, but that's good news. And just a summary of what happened. So Thursday night, everyone was out having a good time, partying, going on hot cars, looking at all the fun lights and everything out there. Um, and we had a bit of rain. We had very strong wind, but it was not. It didn't get wet. It was just a few drops. Very strong winds though at the end, just before sunrise. And then sunrise never really happened because of the overcast that you can see right now. And a few hours later, it started raining pretty hard, and rain that I've never seen here. I've been to Burning Man 13 times since 2002, and I've only seen rain for a few minutes. Here it was multiple hours, and we got at least 1 inch of standing water that went and soaked everything and made a huge mess of mud, clay that's super sticky and stops you from biking, walking, doing anything. And that was an issue because even going to the toilet, like at some point you had to go and you couldn't bike there anymore, and walking was really, really a trek if the bathrooms were not that close. And by that I mean your foot would go in all the way to your socks, and you had to do step by step as if you were walking in, 1 foot's worth of snow or something like that. So that was challenging. People ask about food and water. That was obviously not as much of an issue because most people come prepared, and most people were here to be at least until Sunday or Monday and have spare food and water usually, and if not, they can share. So that's not been much of an issue. Power, as you may or may not know, there's no power at Burning Man unless you bring your own. I had solar panels, obviously with no sun. That didn't work as well at the end. So thankfully, one of my neighbors had an RV, and I was able to get power from them. And because my camp has a big generator, and we were prepared enough to have fuel on site. And that's the thing. Many camps had generators, but they were relying on fuel deliveries, which were not happening because the trucks could not drive around. So that was an issue. No fuel meant at some point no generators, which also meant no internet for the few camps that had satellite internet and things like that. So this is where it got a bit tricky, and you could not easily go to another camp that had internet. And there's not too many, but I assume you know one, because getting around was just so hard. So that's the thing. As I'm walking around, I'm going to show you some tracks of one emergency vehicle that went through. Right now, it's not looking too terrible. It's not too thick, not too deep. So that's good news. So we're just hoping that the weather will continue to improve and that it will dry out. Hopefully, we'll get a man burn tonight. If not, maybe Monday night. And yeah, people getting home will be difficult. The good news is Burning Man said they were bringing some cell phone, emergency cell phone stations so that people can start talking to their family, make plans to get out, maybe cancel, change their flights, and things like that. And also, there's obviously people being nice and sharing the power they have to help people out that have dead cell phones and so forth. So people are helping one another. Things will improve, but it will be challenging to get out.